Alright, boys, welcome back to another Maybe Lewis MMA UFC prediction video. So today, obviously, UFC 326 is tomorrow. Pretty decent card for a pay-per-view, you know, not that much star power, but the main event makes up for it. So let's jump right into it with these early prelims. First fight of the night, boys. We got Luke Fernandez versus Rodolfo Bellato. So I remember Luke Fernandez from the Contender Series. He got like a 15-second or 20-second knockout in round one. He's pretty good, stocky type of. He's pretty good striker. You know, got good power, light heavyweight, obviously. And Rodolfo Bellato, he's just, I don't know, he's so mid. He looked good versus Navajo Sterling his last fight, but before that, you know, the Paul Craig weird fight, and then Jimmy Crute, that weird fight as well. But he beat Potier, I don't know. Bellato's weird, and he's kind of chinny, so I got Luke Fernandez, round one, knockout, lock. I think he's going to sleep Bellato, you know, make a big statement in his first UFC fight. Now, next fight, boys, we got Rafael Tobias versus Diyar Nurgozhay. I think Tobias is also off of the Contender Series, and I'm pretty sure he got a submission in that. If I'm not sure, let me just search it up really quick. Pretty sure he's a contender. There's a lot of Contender Series fighters on this card. So, yeah, he won it by rear naked choke, and he has 6 wins by submission. So he's pretty good. And then Diyar Nurgozhay, I don't know how to say his name. He was supposed to be like this good prospect in the UFC, but then he just lost his first 2 fights to very shitty fighters, boys. He lost to Brendan Ribeiro and Sati Baldiev. So I just think he's mid. He's a pretty good striker, but besides that, he's very mid. Obviously, he lost by submission his last fight, I'm pretty sure, or the fight before that, but I think he's going to get submitted again. I got Rafael Tobias by submission in probably like round 1 or 2. Probably pretty easily. And yeah, next fight up, boys. We got Sumudaerji versus Jesus Aguilar. Sumudaerji, I think last time out, beat Borralho, and then Jesus Aguilar beat Raul at Noche UFC. 2 pretty good fighters at flyweight, you know. Sumudaerji, obviously, he's pretty good all around. Jesus Aguilar, obviously, good submission specialist. There's a big height and reach difference in this one, but I think that's always the thing with Jesus Aguilar. He's 5'4", and he has a 62.5 inch reach, whereas Sumudaerji's 5'8", 72 inch reach. Obviously, Aguilar doesn't let that get in the way. Pretty sure he's beat most of his. He's lost to Tatsuro Taira and Estevam, but he's beat everyone besides that. He's an underdog in this one, but I think Sumudaerji probably wins this one just because of the height and reach difference. You know, probably with the grappling, but Jesus Aguilar's pretty good at submission, so Sumudaerji will probably be able to keep this fight at range and just probably pick Jesus Aguilar apart. But if Jesus Aguilar got to win this, he's gonna have to obviously get in his face, push the pace. I got Sumudaerji by decision. Now, for the prelims, boys, we got Cody Durden versus Nyamjargal Tumendemberel. 2 pretty mid fighters. Cody Durden obviously just doesn't win at all. He's on like a 4-fight losing streak or something. Or 5 or 6. Holy shit. I don't know. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's on a 6-fight losing streak. Yeah, Cody Durden sucks, I'm not gonna lie. Every time I see him, he's just losing. I never really see anything that good in his game. But Nyamjargal, he lost his debut. I don't know, I think he's a road to UFC guy. I got him by submission. Probably rounds 1 or 2 as well. Cody Durden, I don't know. He's just so mid. Like, yeah, he's mid. So next fight up, boys. Ricky Turcios versus Ilia Topuria's twin Alberto Montes. Pretty sure Alberto Montes as well is from the Contender Series. Let me just check that really quick. Pretty sure he won that by submission like the other guy did. Let's check it out. Yeah, he won it by Anaconda choke in round 2. And obviously Ricky Turcios, I think last time out, lost to Sopaj by decision. Yeah, he lost his Sopaj. But I don't know, Ricky Turcios is so mid to me as well. Like, he's very, like, not hyped up, but, like, people talk about him a lot, and he just never performs. Obviously, he lost to Rosas, lost to Sopaj. He does push a pace, a really good pace. He's always just throwing strikes and kicks and just good at scrambles and stuff. But Alberto Montes, I think he's probably just going to be the better grappler and probably submit Ricky Turcios round 1 or 2. That's my prediction. But, yeah. Not much to say about that one, boys. But next fight, we got Donte Johnson versus Cody Brundage. Donte Johnson, I'm pretty sure, beat Sadiq Dumas in his debut by submission. Cody Brundage obviously got slept by Cam Rouston his last time out. I think he's on a losing streak. Yeah, he's on a 3-fight losing streak. Donte Johnson, I think, has all the momentum in this one. Obviously, he's at a height and reach disadvantage by like 4 inches in height. But Cody's coming back way too soon. I'm pretty sure he fought at 325, and that was like last month, and he had just got knocked out. So I think Donte Johnson is going to sleep Cody Brundage. I got him as a lock round 1 knockout. I could see him probably dropping him and getting a submission, but I think he's probably going to sleep him. He's very stocky, very powerful striker. I think the way he got the submission versus Dumas was by dropping him. So, yeah. Now, next fight up, boys. Cody No Love versus Xiao Long. Garbrandt last time out, he lost to Raul Barcelos, I think. And then before that, I think he lost to Figgy. So, Cody Garbrandt's like, he's losing to good fighters. Like, you could say he's washed, but he's losing to good fighters. And he put up a decent fight versus Barcelos. I think he gassed in that one. He was doing alright versus Figgy before he got subbed. But obviously he got that hand speed. He got that boxing always. He'll always have that. Xiao Long, I don't know much about him. I think he was a road to the UFC guy. He's 1-2 in the UFC. He's lost his last fight by decision. I don't know much about Xiao Long. So I'm going to pick, I think he's a striker as well. So I'm going to pick Cody Garbrandt by decision in this one. Obviously it's hard to pick Cody at this stage in his career, but he's losing to good fighters. I don't think someone like Xiao Long is going to beat him. My laptop's dying. I don't think someone like Xiao Long is going to beat him. So, yeah, I got Cody Garbrandt by decision. He'll probably just be able to stick and move with Xiao Long. He might, I don't know. Cody's so weird. I could see him getting probably clipped and slept, but pray not. Alright, boys, the start of the main card. Gregory Rodrigues versus Bruno Ferreira, the rematch. I'm pretty sure Bruno Ferreira beat him. No, not I'm pretty sure. I think it was his debut, his first fight. It was on short notice, and he slept RoboCop in like, I think 3 minutes or something. But I just rewatched that fight recently. RoboCop was piecing him up, not gonna lie. It was a flash knockout. I hate to say fluke, but I really do think that was a fluke. I think RoboCop's the way better fighter. He's beating way better comp. Ferreira looked mid versus Vittori. I know he slept him in the first fight, but he's obviously at a height disadvantage as well with a reach. So I just think, Gregory, I think he's proven himself and built up himself to where he's going to beat Ferreira in this rematch. I think he's going to finish him this time around, probably in round 2 or 3. But yeah, Ferreira's pretty good, but I just think RoboCop's better. That first fight was flash KO. I hate to say fluke knockouts, but I really do think that was a fluke. I think RoboCop's the better fighter in general. And I think he'll be more defensively sound in this one. He might mix in some grappling. But I do think he's going to finish him round 2 or 3 by knockout or TKO. Now, next fight, boys. We got Drew Dober versus Michael Johnson. Drew Dober's last time out, I think he beat, it was Karl Prepolek. And then Michael Johnson obviously beat Daniel Zellhuber. Both of the guys, obviously veterans, pretty old, both still in there, you know. Drew Dober, I think over time he's been digressing a lot. Whereas Michael Johnson looks like he's like getting better low key. He's getting faster. Like his hands and his counters are getting pretty fast. So whereas Joe Dober, obviously he relies on his chin to walk down his opponent and just prays to land that big shot. I don't know. I think Michael Johnson's the way better fighter. Drew Dober, I think he's gonna get knocked out. He's been looking pretty regressed every fight out recently, and his chin has been getting cracked. That's what he mostly has been relying on in most of his fights in his career, where he looks to go out there and brawl and eat their shots, and then they can't eat his. But I think that Michael Johnson probably will TKO him round 2 or 3. Drew Dober, I don't know. He's just been looking really slow lately. His chin, what he relies on the most, his chin, has been getting cracked, and I think Michael Johnson could crack that as well in a exchange where Michael Johnson is just the faster striker as well. So I got Michael Johnson, round 2 or 3 TKO. Now, next fight, boys, we got Rob Font versus Raul Rosas Jr. Chee-wee-wees. Rob Font, last time out, lost to David Martinez. That was supposed to be Rosas, but he pulled out due to injury, I think. But Font, obviously, last time out, lost to Martinez. I think before that, he beat Matsumoto. Yeah, he beat Matsumoto and Kyler Phillips. So he's been known as kind of like this prospect stopper. Rosas Jr., I think, last time out, beat Morales. He hasn't really beat any good names, I can't lie. Rosas Jr., this is like his first big fight. Obviously, Rob Font's ranked like number 15 or 14. But this really depends on if Rob Font can stop takedowns, man. And he never can. Raul Rosas, I think, has pretty great grappling. And it's going to be a problem for Rob Font. I don't think he's going to be able to stop Raul Rosas' takedowns. Raul Rosas... Rob Font's pretty good in the striking, obviously. But I think Rosas can match that low-key. I don't think Rob Font's that great in the striking. And he's been looking a little bit slower lately. So I think this is going to be a real statement win for Rosas Jr. I don't think he's going to finish Rob Font, but I do got him by decision. I think just the grappling is where it's going to come down to. And Rob Font is known for not being able to defend takedowns. So I got Raul Rosas Jr. by decision, boys. Now for the co-main event of the evening, boys. We got Caio Borralho versus Reinier de Ridder. So Borralho last time out obviously lost to Imavov, and RDR lost to Brendan Allen. I think this one's straightforward. I think Caio Borralho is the way better fighter in every aspect, probably besides grappling. But that's what really depends. If RDR can... I don't know. I think Borralho's a lock on this one by decision. That's personally my pick. I think RDR is really mid. He just banks on like that grappling, and he has that good knee down the middle. But I really do think Caio Borralho is better than RDR everywhere besides the submission game, obviously. But I think he could hold his own there anyway. So I got Caio Borralho by decision as a lock. As well, I think RDR really doesn't have no path to victory here. If he keeps the fight standing, he's going to get pieced up. And if he takes it down, I think Caio Borralho is going to be able to defend anything RDR has. Obviously, this being 3 rounds favors, I would say RDR. Because his cardio pretty shite. But yeah, I'm going to pick Caio Borralho over RDR any day, not going to lie. Especially since RDR looked terrible his last time out. But yeah, I got Caio Borralho by decision, boys. Now, for the main event of the evening, boys, we got the long-awaited rematch. Max Holloway versus Charles Oliveira for the BMF belt. Obviously, Max Holloway last time beat Poirier. Oliveira beat Garbrandt. I personally think this fight is so 50-50, man. It's a clash of styles, obviously, where Oliveira's the better grappler, where Holloway is the way better striker. This really depends on who can implement their game, man. I do think Oliveira could have some moments in the striking with that clinch work. He might have Holloway against the fence, but I think Holloway... Well, we haven't really seen Holloway versus a grappler or like a really dominant grappler. Whereas the last time, I think it was like Brian Ortega maybe, or even Frankie Edgar, but that was so long ago as well. When he fought Topuria, he got taken down like 2 times, I'm pretty sure. I've been going back and forth a little bit with this one. It's been pretty hard to pick. I do think Holloway is going to have a major speed advantage. I rewatched the Garbrandt fight, and Oliveira was just really slow. He was getting cracked by Garbrandt a lot. Holloway is going to have a major speed advantage in this one. I think Oliveira might have the power advantage just slightly, but Holloway is going to have a major striking and speed advantage in this one. Oliveira, I think he's going to have the major grappling advantage, but I do think Holloway will be able to circle around. He will be able to... You know how Holloway circles around off the fence a lot. I don't think Oliveira will be able to get him down, and if he does, I do think Holloway... People say like he doesn't really have... He hasn't gotten tested in the grappling in a while, but I do think he'll be able to defend a lot of Oliveira's movements and stuff on the ground. I got Holloway by decision. This was very 50-50 for me, but I do think he's going to have the major striking advantage, speed advantage, where obviously Oliveira has the grappling, but I think Holloway will be able to defend it. I got him by decision. I could see him with a late TKO. But yeah, that's my pick, boys. I got Holloway and still BMF champ. Let me know what you think about my predictions down below. Let me know your predictions as well. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hope you boys enjoy the card. And after this, I'm going to make a fights to make after UFC 326 and then like my reaction to the card. But yeah, boys, hope you have a good one. Peace.